Thank you.
Good afternoon. Happy Thursday to everybody. It's a real happy Thursday for those of us here at the Helium 10 office because it's our Friday since we get off tomorrow for, I was about to say Valentine's Day. It's the other V holiday. What is it? Veterans Day, right? Veterans Day. So this is our Friday, TGIT. My name is Bradley Sutton. I'm joined by my partner in crime,
Matt Benton.
And welcome to episode 32 of the Helium 10 AMA. Are you into sports much, Matt?
Football and basketball, but not too often these days.
Every episode, we should pick who's the famous athlete. This is an easy one that has 32. So isn't that Magic Johnson's? I'm pretty sure that's Magic Johnson's own number, 32. So let's see, guys. Name us some famous athletes, whatever sport, that has the number 32 for their uniform. And we'll play this game every time. This one's pretty. I'm almost positive Magic Johnson is 32, but I'm wondering what about some current athletes who are. Shaquille O'Neal, I think, was 32. No, I don't know. He was 34. Shaquille O'Neal was 34. Anyways, all right, I digress. Cool Dip, hello. Francis, hello. Kin, hello. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. We're Helium 10. This is our Ask Me Anything. And what we do is we answer questions about Helium 10, about Amazon in general, and anything that's on your mind. So for all of our every time, 10, 15 new people on the broadcast. So Matt's going to give you a quick rundown and let you know what Helium 10 is all about.
Yeah, more than that, we've got a lot of new folks on every single AMA, which is awesome. What is Helium 10, right? Helium 10 is an all-in-one tool suite for Amazon sellers, the most reliable, most accurate, and best value suite of tools for Amazon sellers. We've got over 20 tools now, and as always, more coming soon. The guys are working super hard right now on a few new tools. Like I said, we've got 20 tools, so everything from product research to keyword research to listing optimization, hijacker alerts, giveaway units to rank on page one. Who wants to rank on page one? I do. Keyword tracking, profits, our new financial analytics tool, Refund Genie to get refunds from Amazon when you've been selling and making a lot of money, and everything in between. So if you haven't downloaded the Helium 10 Chrome extension yet, which has 4 tools out of the 20, I actually think 5, go to helium10.com/extension.
All right. And we have a code. At the end of the episode, we'll give a 50% off code, but those only last for a few hours, 50% off your first month. But the code that's always stays the same and it does not expire, it's a 10% off lifetime. So let's say you want to go ahead and use, you're positive you want to use Helium 10. You don't need like a month to check it out to see if it's worth it. Then, long term, you might like the 10% off coupon better. And that's always available. It's in the description right now. And I believe it's AMA 10, right?
Yep. You want to throw it up?
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw that up here. So 10% off. If you guys are positive you want it, use it, AMA 10 for 10% off. Those graphical skills I have. AMA 10, 10% off, all right? All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in a little bit here because I want to show you guys a small update to Frankenstein, or actually it's kind of like to Cerebro and Magnet, something that was requested of us and something I actually requested because sometimes it would cause me a little bit of difficulty. But let's say, let me go ahead and share my screen now. Hold on. Let's see. Make sure I got this right. There we go. We're good to go. Share screen to broadcast. Boom. Okay. So let's say you guys are doing your keyword research. Okay. So what are some of our tools that they would have used for keyword research, Matt?
Awesome. Magnet and Cerebro.
Magnet and Cerebro. Okay, let's start with those. So Magnet, let me just pull up a search I've done recently. Wow, I can't believe I actually searched for collagen peptides. Look at that. That was like 10 listed right there. My last 10 things. By the way, guys, did you see what I just did right there? Any search that you guys do, you have it in the history. So if you ever forget, like, oh man, what was I searching the other day? I really love those results. You can pull it up from their history. That's just what I did right here. So let's say this was my list of keywords. Now in the past, all we could do is we would have to put this to Frankenstein first, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So this is my first search. I'm going to go ahead and put this to Frankenstein. Okay, so it opens up a new window in Frankenstein and it puts it all here. I'm going to keep this right here. That's 977 words. And now you said another one that they would use is Cerebro.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Cerebro. Let's say, okay, now I ran some reverse ASIN test or comparison, and I pulled up another 5,000 keywords. Actually, that's too many keywords. Let me show me that one. Yeah, let me trim this down a little bit. Let's go here. All right, so there's another 579 words. Now watch this. Before, I would have to go and export this to Frankenstein again, and then in a separate window, and then copy and paste it back into one. But now watch this. I'm just going to go here, copy to clipboard. This is brand new, guys. I don't think any of you guys have actually seen this. Copy to clipboard right here. And then I'm going to go here to Frankenstein, and just anywhere in here, I'm going to go ahead and paste that. Now I'm up to 2,775 words. Okay. Now let's say I had done a search in Google or some other tool. Of course, you guys would never use another tool and betray Matt. No, I'm just playing. Some of you guys like using other tools. Hey, I used to use multiple tools. If it makes you feel better, whatever floats your boat. And let's just say I'm just going to pretend that this actually came from another tool. Let me just do exact search volume apply. And so there's 196 words. So hold on. I'm just going to, let's say that you had downloaded it into an Excel file at some point, okay, from whatever tool you're using, or you had done your research with Google, and you're like, okay, here's a whole bunch of keywords right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy all of these. And you're in an Excel file. And again, right here in Frankenstein, I'm going to hit paste. Now I'm up to 3,370 words. And you're like, okay, these are my target words. Well, guys, Frankenstein is so powerful. I think it's really underutilized in our tool suite. With one click, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove duplicates, and I want to remove the common words, like, a or the and stuff. I'm going to remove. That's another thing. Did you guys see what happened right there? I haven't even clicked process yet, but now as you click stuff, it's going to take stuff out. I'm going to remove single letters. Boom. That took away 4 of them. So right here, now I took a list of 3 in literally 10 seconds. I took a list of 3,370 keywords, and the actual unique keywords is 351. Now from here, what you guys might do is you might take it to Scribbles. I can just hit the button right here, and now it takes me to Scribbles. Okay, so I can start making my listing, or I could just copy it, and maybe I want to go in Index Checker. But here's something that some of you guys make a mistake. If you try and put all of this in Index Checker, it's going to like consider this kind of like one whole long phrase. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Do I have a select? There's no select all. And there we go. Select all. You don't want to do that. Let's say you want to check those original phrases right here. All of these phrases you want to check in Index Checker. This is probably too much. I have to do like this. I'm going to do one word phrase per line, and I'm not going to remove the. I'm going to remove the duplicates. One word phrase per line. Maintain phrases, and there you go. Okay, so now this is in a format that Index Checker, because in Index Checker you have to have it one phrase per line. Okay, let's say you didn't care about the phrases, guys. I mean, I'm telling you, I could go on for an hour of how many different ways you can use Frankenstein. So here's another way. Let's say you didn't care about the phrases, you just wanted to know the individual words. So I'm going to go back and remove the duplicates. I'm not going to maintain the phrases, but again, I want to do one word or phrase per line. So I copy it, and then now right here, what this does is if I put my ASIN here, it's going to check each and every single word here, and these are only unique words, of if it is indexed. All right. What about this? I'm going to say don't remove the duplicates. There's 3,163 words. No, I'm going to say remove duplicates. But watch this. I'm going to say include word frequency count. All right. So now I have how many times collagen has come up in there. 606 of these phrases, collagen is there. What's the most common used word in my whole entire list of keywords, regardless of where it is, in the phrase? Watch this. I'm going to hit this button and sort it by frequency. Now, 600 times collagen is there, 248 times powder is there, 145 times peptides is there. What if I'm looking for like really long words? Do I have any like super long words? Let me go ahead and sort it by length. Let's see. Look, hydrolyzed is the longest word that I have. What about if I wanted to maintain the phrases? What's my longest tail keyword? Look at this. Here's a long, really long keyword. Pure hydrolyzed collagen peptides, dietary supplements, grass fed. Guys, let me know in the comments right now. Did you know, are you using Frankenstein for all of these things that I just did? I haven't even touched remove phrases containing, add commas, no space. Like maybe you're making a CSV file or something. There's so much stuff here. Heck, when I was doing my, I was trying to, what was I doing? I was doing some kind of essay for college or something. But it wasn't for me. It must have been for my daughter or something, because obviously I'm not in college anymore. But she needed like a word count on it or something. And for whatever reason, her word processor didn't do it. I was like, here, give me that file. I just copied it. I pasted it right in here. Okay. All right, Shakita, that's my daughter's name. I was like, you've got 20,000 characters and 2,800 words. It's a 3,000 word essay. So literally you could use Frankenstein for almost anything, guys. So
essays are getting written in Frankenstein. Absolutely
right?
Nuts. Not just Amazon. So cool.
What about you, Matt? What do you think about Frankenstein? Did I do all the features that you like, or is there
yeah, I like to keep it real simple. So I'll maintain phrases, remove duplicates, and that's usually about it, right? I just like a simple, easily digestible list, and from there I can do whatever I want. So from there, I'll usually import it straight to Scribbles and start building the listing. But there's a ton you can do, like Bradley just showed with Frankenstein.
I don't even know if this is new. I never saw this until now. Add this phrase to the start or end of the keywords. So that's kind of interesting.
What is new is the way we display the numbers there on the left. So they used to be displayed on the right of each keyword. I actually like the way that we're displaying it there on the left now. So tons of new stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you just talked on a couple of things that I actually was not aware of. So very cool.
All right. Well, I hope you guys found that interesting. Let's go back to our Helium 10 homepage right here. There we go. All right, let's go first of all into the new question, or the live questions. Hamid jumped right on. I think he put this question even before we went live. He says, hey, this is what I was thinking about. If the oversized products are gold mine based on lower competition, as Manny Coates mentioned it, then why X-ray is lowered this important factor on metrics and shows lesser beta, which pushes us back not to get involved. All right, Hamid, first of all, have you ever seen me teach that when I'm teaching here on the broadcast or on my webinars, have you ever seen even Manny really go off of that success score? That's just something that kind of gives you a guideline, but that's never the first, second, third, fourth, or even fifth thing that I'm looking for when I'm looking for opportunity. How about you, Matt?
No, I don't pay too much attention to it either, but it is a great question. And I'm really glad you asked it, because I think it's something that a lot of sellers do focus on.
What's something that's while we're talking, what's something that's oversized I can search for where all the results will be
Step ladder.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
So while the success score does take that into account, and then we take, so if you mouse over the success score to see what we're talking about, we'll display maybe 3 or 4 of over 12 different factors that we take into account to create that score. So what Hamid's referring to is on maybe his oversized products, we may be showing that as a factor. And you're seeing this as an opportunity. So while a ton of other folks may see the success score showing that as a factor to deter you from getting into the market, you may be smart and savvy enough to know that while a ton of folks aren't getting into that market, that shows opportunity for you. So I choose to see things the same way, whereas other folks aren't going into a market. I see that as an opportunity. So don't take this as gospel. See this as an opportunity. And same thing goes for the rest of the things that the success score shows as factors, right? So
yeah, like here in this case, I actually agree with the success score. Success score is saying it's kind of like a low 1.5, and I agree. Again, not because of this success score, but because before I even looked at that, what I'm looking for here, look at how many people here on page 1 are just killing it. 140 grand a month, 150 grand a month, 100 grand a month, 130. It's very hard to get into this, regardless of if it's a larger item or not. But here, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually see now in X-ray the large items, because we have the size tier. So usually the smaller ones, that means it's a size tier 1, but size tier 3 is kind of an oversized, product. Same thing right here. There's only one guy who has a unoptimized listing. Unoptimized. That's not inoptimized. Poorly optimized listing with 1. So again, I would have looked at this before I look at here. But look, in this case, to me, the success score is correct. It's not just because it's a big item that it's an opportunity. The ones that are opportunity, it's because of these numbers here, the sales, the ratings. Like, look at this. Everybody's got 4.5 or 5 stars. To me, that's a absolutely no way is that a good opportunity. So if you see what Manny says is correct, a lot of times people are avoiding the larger items. And what happens in those cases is you're going to see like a whole bunch of 3-star reviews here or something. You might see like one guy with 3,000 sales and everybody else has like 150 or something like that. Then that's an opportunity. So statistically speaking, you might find that kind of situation more often in oversized products. But again, don't look at it as, hey, if it's oversized, it must be a good thing. So the success score is wrong. So hope that helped you.
And the rest of the products there on that X-Ray showed are here on page 1 for step ladder. With these oversized products, I look for a product that has a higher selling cost, because the ones that are 20, 30, 40 bucks, there's not a whole lot of margin left in that product for you to make money with. So after FBA fees, especially for you FBA sellers, after FBA fees and your landed costs, there's not a whole lot of margin or profit left in there for you. So I would look for a product where you can price it a little higher.
All right. This is from Gary. Would you recommend launching a number of products with some due diligence and see which ones stick if capital isn't much of an issue, instead of spending endless of hours of finding that one good product? Well, Gary, absolutely. I mean, if capital is not the issue, then launch as many as you want. But the key part is what you had put in parentheses, the due diligence. Usually when we do product research, if we're using black box and we find product, it's not just one product we find. We'll find maybe 5 or 6, but then most of us poor folk, we have to say, okay, well, I just got to pick the very best one out of these 5 or 6 and go with it, because I only have $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever. But if that's not holding you back, then absolutely. Because remember, no matter how good your research is it 100% slam dunk that even if you use the best tactics at all, possible, and you found a good niche, is it 100% guaranteed success?
No, there's so many factors that go into this business. So it's not, nothing's 100%.
So if you have the capability to do 4 or 5 products at a time, then you're just making it that much more likely that at least 1 or 2 of them, or possibly 3, are going to have success. Where it could be that you put all your money in one product and it fails, and then you're kind of done. So that's actually a good technique.
I'll say this. So if money's not an issue, that's great, and you can spread things off across a number of products. But what about time, right? Are you giving enough time into each product? And I guess you mentioned it, right? The due diligence it takes to actually launch a product. If the answer is yes, and you are giving enough time and doing the right due diligence when it comes to each and every product, then go for it. But if you're spread too thin and you can't give enough time and investigate into that product enough, then the answer is probably just stick with 1 or 2, because I certainly don't have enough time to launch 5 products at once.
All right. We have a follow-up from Gary. He says, I have about 100 grand to invest in Amazon FBA, and it's been difficult to find potential products. What do you think should be my strategy having such capital to invest in this? First of all, a reminder to everybody, private messages are not allowed in our group. So Gary, you're about to be bombarded, though, despite me saying that, by people who are going to probably say, oh, I can help you, with your 100 grand. But please beware of that. That literally is not allowed in our groups, because we can't control things, and we don't want people, spreading misinformation or trying to swindle somebody in our group. So we say, please do not private message anybody in our groups, because that actually, if we find out that it's happening, could get you kicked out. So Gary, people are not going to listen. So be careful when you open up things like that and say stuff like this. It's going to happen. So first of all, 100 grand to invest. So potentially, that could be 4 or 5 products, kind of like what I said. And have you, Gary, this is a question. I hope you're still on here. Let me know if you've been watching some of our recent episodes. I don't know if you remember which one it was, where we actually went into our techniques on how to search for a product in black box. It was super low level, just like shows our logic. But even on that episode, I'm pretty sure we actually had found a couple that could be decent. But follow that strategy. And remember, our database has how many products in it?
Over 450 million.
Over 450 million. So there is tons and tons of opportunity out there. I guarantee you can find it, but check out in Helium 10, when you hit black box. As a matter of fact, I'm sharing the screen. Might as well go there. Hit black box and then hit this learn button right here. This first video is how long is this? 11-minute video that will show you some of the techniques that we use. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Everybody has their own technique. This just shows you one, maybe you can use it, or maybe just by watching this video, it's going to help you get in the mindset of what kind of things you're looking for. But absolutely use black box. And I don't know what to say. If you're saying you can't find, if you're using this technique and you still can't find product, there's something wrong, because every time I do these demos live, like 2 or 3 times a day, and I don't prepare it at all. Like I just let the people who I'm on with say, hey, pick a category. Which one are we going to look for? And then I just go with it. And we always find something that could potentially, or that could have potential. So thank you for that question, Gary, and beware of the private messages, guys. Let's see. Martha says, hey. Shirley says, hey. Francis, what's the best way to optimize your title? Would you suggest multiple reverse ASIN or magnet? Matt, you know which one I would pick.
Multiple reverse ASIN, by far Bradley's favorite tool at the moment. You want to dive into it?
Sure. So let me again pull up something that I've searched for recently.
So if you're just joining us and you're familiar with Cerebro, it's our reverse ASIN tool. It's going to return all the keywords that show up for that ASIN. But what we've been using and what we just introduced recently is the multi-ASIN search. So it allows you to compare one ASIN to, in this case, maybe your top 4 or 5 competitors, and determine what all the most important keywords are based on that comparison.
So this is one I did on one of our virtual live workshops. I think it was just yesterday. Somebody had said, hey, can you search for dog treats? I was like, sure. So I picked this as like the baseline product. So what you need to do is you need to find a product that really looks like yours, or what you know your product is going to look like. Same ingredients, maybe same kind of packaging, same kind of feel, same price point. Use that as your baseline. And then from there, pick the 3 that most look like it and that are selling the most. And then from there, you just do, I always do 3 ranking competitors. That means, what does that mean? Right here, 3.
So here, go ahead. I was gonna say, to backtrack real quick, to explain what Bradley means by a like product, we're looking at bully sticks here. So I probably wouldn't use as a comparing ASIN, I don't know, normal dog food that comes in.
Kibbles and bits.
Kibbles and bits, right.
All right. So explain to them why I put this number 3 here. What 3 what?
So in terms of ranking competitors, you want to know that you're have a minimum of 3 ranking competitors compared to you and the other 3 that we have here. So
yeah, so there's going to be all 3. I could have just picked 1. I could just pick 2, but no, I want all 3. And then what am I saying, Matt, if I'm saying, hey, competitor rank average between 1 and 16?
Sure. We want to know that all these competitors, we want to know all the keywords where these guys show up between 1 and 16 on rank, in terms of rank on page 1.
All right. And then I don't remember what I did when I did the live ones. I'm just going to put 500. Sure. Let's see what we have here. 0. So I need to open that up. 100. 1. All right. I'm going to change this to 2. And here, now I have a list of 5 words. And probably from here, Francis, is where I would make sure to use words in phrase form. I can't scroll down, so let me hide your comment. All right, so we've got healthy dog treats made in USA, dog treats grain-free made in USA, dog beef jerky dog treats. Like, let's say your product was beef jerky, like some of these are. That's a perfect first 4 letters of like a title right there. Beef jerky dog treats. Beef jerky for dogs is another good one. So I would definitely pick from here something to put in phrase form. And the whole reason, again, is this is what I call real world relevancy. That's a mouthful right there, because what you want to have is words that are converting, that your competitors are getting sales from organically, okay? And you know that the only way they're on page 1 organically and that they're sticking there is because they're converting for that keyword. And that goes back to what Matt and I were saying earlier. That's why you pick products that really look like yours, because again, if these products work for this and your product looks like them, hey, it should work for you as well. So hope that helped, Francis. Steven says, what is the most unused feature on Helium 10? I like your spelling that. Do you think people should use? I mostly use the keyword download report of any ASIN. That's definitely one, Steven. You hit the nail on the head. I almost might have used that one, Steven. You and I think alike, where review downloader, or did he say review downloader or keyword? Keyword download. Oh, no, actually, he didn't say review downloader. So we don't think alike, Steven. He said keyword download report of any ASIN. I wonder if he's thinking of the review downloader. But anyways, let me show you what I think is the most underused one, which is the review downloader. So let's say I'm going to make a step stool. Okay, I'm going to make a step stool, and this guy has 844 reviews. I'm just curious, what are people concerned about? So I think this might be what Steven was talking about. If not, correct me, Steven. I'm going to hit review downloader. I'm going to say, show me all the reviews since last year. And now it's going out there and it's going to find all the reviews that have happened since November 2nd, 2017. And then I'm going to hit analysis. All right. And right here, now I see ranked from most frequent to least frequent, the most common occurring phrases here. And look what the number one is: very sturdy. So right off the bat, I'm going to click this and I can see every time that very sturdy is mentioned to see in what kind of context it is. Solidly constructed, very sturdy. So you know what? How would you use this information? If you're going to make your listing now, in your first bullet point with this information, what would you say?
I'd use it in a number of ways, right? So I would use it to, one, make my product. So when I'm doing product research, I would, if people love this product and they're giving it 5 stars and we're finding that it's very sturdy, that's a huge factor that they like, I would make sure that my product's very sturdy. I'd also do what Bradley's probably leading to, which is throw a very sturdy into your listing. So when folks are shopping around for your product, you have very sturdy in there, or sturdy, or extremely sturdy, or a number of different variations of sturdy. Just the fact that you have it there in your listing is going to breed confidence in your product.
Yep. So just keep that in mind, guys. There's a lot of tools we have. I mean, when's the last time you used ASIN Grabber? Who knows what ASIN Grabber even is for? You know, inventory level. You know, have you checked? Anybody's hijacked your listing? And we've got so many tools that are just not used. The other thing Steven might have talked about is the downloading thing. Actually, I showed a few minutes ago where you can export this to an Excel. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But guys, we have tons of features, and you know, just because we usually talk about Cerebro and Magnet, we got tons of other tools that I know you guys can use too. So thank you for that question, Steven. Jose Costa says, could you please walk us through Cerebro sponsored ad, explaining every column, like the keyword phrases, the boost feature for checking the ad placement? How, my goodness, Jose, you're so greedy with these questions. You want to monopolize. You did like 7 questions in one, but that's all right. That's what we're here for. How long ago did Cerebro check every keyword? Does it check every page for a specific keyword or just for the first? Can we click on the key? Oh my God. Can we click on the keyword to see where the ad is showing? Sorry for my question. Okay, there. He apologized. So I guess we can forgive him.
And then he finished it off with,
I love your tools. All right. You're forgiven, Jose. Let's see. So what was he? Oh yeah. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and search this. Sponsored results, reverse search. So let's take a look at this dog treat to see if they're doing sponsored ads. And yes, they are. There's a 534 keywords. And we have here, again, what this is showing is every keyword phrase in which an ad or a PPC ad for this particular ASIN had appeared. So very helpful. Right off the bat, the number of keywords is 534. So it's probably safe to say, do you think he's doing an exact manual search on this? Is he doing 534 exact manual searches? Probably not, right, Matt? Yeah, probably not. So right away, you kind of know his strategy. He's probably running an auto campaign, or he might be running a bunch of, you know, broad or what's the other one? Broad or phrase matches. But here we have Cerebro IQ score, which is just the comparison between the number of competing products with exact search volume. These two are the search volume estimates that we have. This sponsored ASINs is how many ASINs have been detected with an ad for this keyword. Okay. Headline ASINs. You guys know what headline ASINs is?
Yeah. So same thing as sponsored, but just a different ad type. So, right, it shows how many competitors are advertising with headline ads for that keyword.
Okay. And CPR, total giveaways, and daily giveaways, that's the same as in any one of our tools. So sometimes what I like to do, and this was on episode, I don't know, maybe 27, 28, where I can actually copy this and see what they're indexed for. And if it passes the field ASIN index, but it doesn't pass the other indexes test, that means that probably they have converted for this in their PPC. So that could be a word that you might want to look out for, because that means that they've converted for it and they don't even have that word in their listing. So that's another way, Jose, that you can see this.
So if we're looking at the fourth word down, which is jumbo bully sticks, 12-inch, how many would I have to give away to rank for that keyword in total? 8. So
that's pretty easy to do, right? Most of us can afford that, 8 a day, and then you can probably get to page 1 right there on that keyword. Daisaku says, Konnichiwa. Daisaku, sashiburi, genki desu ka? Raiza Tabayoyong says, hi guys. I love the last names here. Casey is real cool. He's just like, I don't need to say anything. I'm just going to put this like sunglass face right here. And Casey likes the Frankenstein up. Man, we're that behind in it. Look how behind we are. I'm still going over questions that were there when we were talking about Frankenstein. Oh my goodness. Jacob wants to show off that he saw the Frankenstein update this morning. Oh, this morning as in last night's AMA? Maybe that's what he's talking about. Kevin says, greetings. Kevin always doesn't like that he can never come on at the same time as us. So Kevin, thank you for joining us. Why did you separate frequency and words by columns? Why did you separate frequency? Do you know what he's talking about here?
Nope.
Why did you? All right, Brandon, let me know what you're talking about so that Matt and I can help you. All right.
Might have been in Frankenstein.
Might have been in Frankenstein, yeah.
We got to catch up.
Yep. Have you guys done a complete walkthrough step-by-step of all the tools as if you're going to launch a new product? We don't have time to do that. That's actually what I do. Is there anybody here today live that has been on one of my virtual, what do we call it? Virtual live virtual workshops that I do once you sign up for an account. Once you sign up for a free account, we actually go through that. It takes me about an hour and 10 minutes, and we go through every step. So because it takes so long, we can't do it on the AMAs. But one of these days, I might just go ahead and make a video of that. Who's going to watch an hour? I don't even watch myself for an hour, so none of you guys probably do. But I'll figure out. Maybe we can make a video series about that, like a 5 video series.
Yeah, if that's something that would help, totally propose it. And if we get enough people to request it, it's something we'll do. It's really hard to fit all these things into one video. If you've been on any of our webinars before that Manny does, he goes over the whole tool suite, and it's 2 hours long, and he barely had enough time to scratch the surface. So if it's something you like, we'll totally do it.
All right.
A lot of people.
Let's keep going. Matt, can you take over for 30 seconds? I have to arrange a quick meeting. I just got a message right here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Let's try and paste a question up here real quick. We got a good one that says, from Hebron, it says, is Q4 still a viable time for product research as we'll get inflated data? Looking to launch in early January. So great question, Hebron, and thank you for it. If you're looking to launch in Q4, I would launch immediately. The only reason is because, and you kind of alluded to it, is because as you get closer to Q4, search volume and just the sheer volume of people shopping on Amazon is going to get inflated. And with that inflated shopping volume comes inflated sales. So as you can see on the screen here, we've got Cerebro pulled up. And what we're really talking about when sales and search volume get inflated is the fact that it just takes more sales on your part to actually rank for that product, mainly for that keyword. So if you want to throw this question up, Bradley. So again, the question is Q4 still a viable time for a product to launch a product as we'll get inflated search data? So yeah, I would launch the product as soon as you can. And if you're looking to start your product research right now, I would do that now because I don't think that the actual search volume and sales has gone up yet. So I would do that now. I would save your Cerebro and Magnet keyword searches. That way, you know that at the end of Q4 in January, when you're looking to launch this product, you'll be able to look at kind of historical sales before that time actually inflated, and you'll be able to use those for January. And the reason being is because if you're still looking in January, maybe Bradley can back me up here, or he's got a different opinion. But usually after Q4 is over, some of that search volume or some of that just sheer volume that comes to Amazon still kind of bleeds into January. So even if you're still looking to launch in January and you're doing your research in December and January, you won't get accurate data. So it's probably why you want to do your research now, save those reports. That way you know that maybe mid to late January will be a better time to launch.
All right. And then that could be, guys, one of the ways. I think I actually have the video or no, I don't know where we have the video. It's in our YouTube channel for ASIN Grabber. When you're talking about seasonal products, guys, Q4 right now is the exact time. Like it might be, the window might be closed already. It might be 1 week too late. But on any Halloween product, I would have run ASIN Grabber. And then next year for Halloween, maybe in July, you're preparing for Halloween, you can see what were the top ones. For right now, for Q4, if you're talking about Christmas time, it's not yet time. So like I would say maybe around December 15 to December 30th, that's when you can start preparing for next year. Run your ASIN Grabber on the niches that you think you want to get into. And then come next summer, pull them back up so you can see what the best sellers were. So who was that? That was Hebron. Thank you for that. Let me see what else. Eric says, will Profits be opening up again anytime soon? I'm excited to ditch what I'm currently using. Have you heard about that at all? About Profits, when it's going to be out of the beta? Do you know?
I would say 4 weeks. Let's say 4 weeks, maybe sooner, maybe a little bit later, but we'll say within the month.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Eric. And you mentioned one time that you don't pay much attention to BSR when researching. Please elaborate on that. All right. For me, BSR, all that is an indicator of the sales. And so really, since Helium 10 is already giving me, sales estimates, then the BSR I don't really care about. At the end of the day, especially if we're talking about my own products, which I don't have any, but if I did have my own private label and I had a whole brand, I would never even look at BSR even once, because I know exactly how much sales I'm getting, and that's what matters. All right, does that make sense? Because I'm curious if you feel a little bit differently. Then if you tell me, why it kind of sounds like you think it's important. So let me know why you, who is this, Marina, think it's important, and then I kind of know what to talk about, with you. But like if you're talking about your own products, what your sales are. So that at the end of the day, that's what matters. BSR is just kind of like a ranking system based on that. But your BSR number does not put dollars in your bank. Sales do. So you could have a really great BSR like in a super subcategory and be selling one a day. I'd rather have 50 sales a day and be a terrible BSR in like a big category. Okay. Let's see what other questions we have here.
Tony had a question. It was talking about the stool. So the stool that we just had up on the screen, if you are
a video,
just joining, go back. That stool had literally the hero image and then one video under it. So they weren't utilizing all their photos. He asked, is that a good idea? I would say no. I was actually thinking at that time when Bradley had the product up and was looking around, if I was shopping for a ladder, I would probably pick one that had 4, 5, or 6 pictures. Because I actually, when Bradley was doing this, I wanted to see there it is. So I wanted to see other angles of the stool to maybe see how tall it was and compared to maybe a person standing next to it or something like that. So this wouldn't do it for me if I was shopping for this product. And I don't think it's a great idea to have one image in a video. Video is cool, but I think they need more images.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Kaloon, do all deliveries to Amazon Fulfillment Center require an appointment, or only for? No, that's only for like the truckloads and the LTLs. Like, if you just have boxes that you're shipping via UPS or FedEx or your own carrier, as long as it's not a truckload, if it's post office or something like that, you do not need a delivery appointment. You don't even need to pay for it, or you have to pay for it, but you pay Amazon for it, and they have ridiculously good rates for shipping domestically. Like, if you're shipping something from, say, San Diego to their San Bernardino facility, you can have a big box that's like 20 pounds. All right. If you try and do that your own UPS, that probably costs you at least $25. but Amazon's rates is like $6. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. It's like literally $5 or $6. It's crazy how amazing their rates are.
Which is crazy. If you've ever tried to ship a box of clothes or anything else that weighs over 10 or 20 pounds to like a relative or to home to meet you there, it is way more expensive than $6.
Yeah. So as long as they don't have to do anything about customs clearance or it's like some special truck delivery or anything like that. No, if you're sending it via post and it's going to be delivered by the post office, you could just send it right to there. And you'll know that at the time when you're setting up the shipment, because you have to put a tracking number there. So as long as it's trackable, the USPS or UPS, or I think the other ones is DHL or FedEx, or there's a couple others I'm not thinking of, you don't have to worry about appointment. Cool Dip says, do you always put your ASIN as the seed ASIN? I believe he's referring to our Cerebro search. No, because for example, I use this technique I would use this technique if I was making a new product. And obviously if I'm making a new product and doing my keyword research, I don't have an ASIN. So what I would pick, or what would you pick, Matt? Like if you don't have your product yet, like what would you pick as that seed product? We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there's a number of ways to do it, right? So you could maybe pick the product that you think you're most comparable to, or you can pick literally the number one seller in that niche and compare yourself to spots 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's a number of different ways you can do it. I would mix it up, see what you get, doing it both ways.
All right. We're almost going to come off in a few minutes, but let me know, everybody. I'm not going to give a code out today unless there's a whole bunch of free users, because those are the only ones who can use the code. So let me know how many people are on a free Helium 10 account or don't have a Helium 10 account at all and would be interested in a coupon. Otherwise, there's no reason for me to release it, because these coupons only last for a couple hours, and by the time everybody else watches this video, it'll be expired. So how many live people do we have on the broadcast now who are free users or not users at all, and we've piqued your interest with something we've gone over, and you want to go ahead and give us a test, a 1-month test to use all our features? Let me know, and if there's enough demand, we'll go ahead and put that out there.
I do have one if we get enough folks.
Yes, awesome. All right. Anka used the review downloader. She says it's very cool. Awesome. Joel says new product targeting PPC ads. That's something that brand new. That's not many people have that yet. And I believe it's only rolled out first to people with brand registry. So you're not going to see many blogs or videos on the internet about that yet, because still not enough people have it. I think it's either still in beta or it's on like an invitation only basis right now. Riza, what should we put on search and subject terms in Amazon keyword tab? Search tab got 250 bytes. How do we pick these keywords? The ones that I would pick for the search, what's it called? It's not called search tab. It's called search terms. Yeah, search terms, I believe, which is your back-end keywords. I would put there things like misspellings, stuff that you targeted, that Helium 10 keyword research showed you are important keywords for your listing, but that just don't make sense to be in there. So misspellings is one. What's another one, Matt? Something you would put in the back end that doesn't make sense to be in the front.
Spanish,
absolutely. That's actually probably the first one before misspelling. Spanish words. There are some like high volume Spanish words out there, but it doesn't make sense for you to put that in the front end of your listing. So I'd put that in the back end. And subject matter, I think you meant subject matter. Subject matter, I would put my like most important keyword that I'm trying to rank for, even though it's in the front end of my listing. The scuttlebutt or word on the street says duplicate that in your subject matter, and it gives you a little boost. I have not tested that yet, so I'm not going to say this is not Bradley and I approve that message. No, that's somebody from other people. That's somebody else. All right. These suggestions are not necessarily approved by Bradley.
And Lauren said another one, brand keywords in the back end. So
brand keywords.
If you want to go,
I don't like that.
Yeah. So I was say if you want to go for it and take that risk, go for it. If not,
usually you can't even do index. And actually, I'm almost positive that it actually says that's literally against the terms of service. Trying to use your competitors' brands in your listing. Plus, remember, most of those brand names are trademarked. Right. And you can't even use trademark, in your listings. There's words that you wouldn't even know is trademark, have nothing to do with the company, and you can't even use it in your listing. Like farts is trademark. You can't use farts in an Amazon listing. Let's see. These kind of questions, kudos, you would want to go ahead and ask this in our FBA high rollers, because we have 60,000 sellers there. And I guarantee you there's a lot of them who are sourcing products in the USA, and they can give you some good websites.
Absolutely.
Is it more profitable to go for tons of keywords or just a handful of select keywords? What do you think, Matt?
You're going to have tons of keywords in your listing. I would aim for just a few select keywords at the beginning. Like we talked about earlier today, you don't want to spread yourself too thin unless you've got super deep pockets and a giant budget to target some of the highest traffic keywords. I would target just a handful at the very beginning. And the reason being is because actually we still have Cerebro pulled up on the screen, is you can see the total number of giveaways it takes to rank for certain keywords. And if you're aiming for 3 or 4 keywords, even 3 or 4 keywords could get steep. So, but if you're aiming for 20, 30, 40 at one time and trying to give away or rank for those keywords, or even run PPC at the same time, you're going to run out of money really fast. So just a small amount.
All right. Gary had one follow-up. Do you think with all this money to invest, I should strategize and look for more into expensive products or oversized products, or getting to the very low price and getting higher inventory? Thanks so much in advance. Gary, that all depends on your black box research. What I do when I do my black box research and what I teach is I kind of strictly put it from items $20 to $30, because most of the people I talk to don't have the capital to afford an item that retails for $60 and probably costs like 10 or 20. Okay. But guess what? You don't have to use that filter. That means you're automatically going to see more products. The other thing I do sometimes is I say, I don't want to see oversized products because I know that's going to be too expensive. But again, that's not a problem for, we got to have a nickname for like Big Shot Gary or something like, for Gary here. So that gives you another advantage, Gary. So just don't try and like limit your thinking. And that's the beauty about black box. Let me just go ahead and pull it up really quick. Look how many different filters we have here. All right. All of these, play around with it, Gary. The more capital you have, the more leeway you have at looking for products that average person might have filtered out because they know they can't afford it. So
exactly,
you've got a good advantage, Gary. And think of what we can call your nickname. Let's see. Is there an index reference for your episodes? What are you doing for YouTube? Are you putting like are there any like not descriptions but
playlist?
Yeah, like no, but like on YouTube, do you actually put like the timestamps of things of like what's in there?
We're working on the timestamps. So if that's what he's asking, yeah, we should have timestamps up there pretty soon in the description.
Let him know let Richard know what our YouTube channel is.
Yeah, just go to Helium 10 in YouTube and you can search for the videos there. We've got them in a playlist, or if you click videos, you can, of course, see all the episodes there. You're on Facebook right now. You're joining live. So you can also go to our Facebook page and hit videos there on the left and rewatch all the videos there. So a couple places you can find them, Richard.
Okay, here's a message from Jeff. And he was asking about certain PPC methods and auto campaigns and manual campaigns. And if we use PPC management software, remember, we don't sell on Amazon. We're not, I've actually literally never had my own private label product. Everything that I've done, all those 400 products I launched before, those are all for other, my clients. Matt, you don't sell on Amazon, do you?
I don't.
Yeah, Matt doesn't sell on Amazon. So we don't use, PPC. We're not the ones to ask for. I am not a PPC expert. Matt's not a PPC expert. So again, this kind of thing would be great to go in our FBA high rollers and ask questions. Make sure you're a member there, Jeff. And there's tons of people. My specialty is product launches, listing optimization, keyword research. So anything there, either Matt or I will be able to help you on. But PPC is neither of our strong points. So I don't want to like give you advice and I'm just making it up.
Yep.
All right. That might be all the time we have for today. Again, we didn't get to all the questions.
We had maybe 5, 6, or 7 folks say they were freed users. I think.
Oh, really?
Let's just give it away.
Let's go ahead and do it. What's the code? Let me see. I think I saw it right.
Let's see.
Here we go. There's the code, 50% off Snowflakes 50 and Snowflakes 50. That is something that we do not see right here in sunny Southern California. I have not seen a snowflake unless, or Big Bear is kind of Southern California, I guess, right? Yeah. So maybe we can see snowflakes on Big Bear. But
surf out here and snowboard in the same day.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. That's California for you guys. So those of you who are free users and would like to take advantage of this, this is good until the end of the broadcast and should extend for a couple hours more. But if you try, today is 11/8. If you try and do this on 11/9 Friday and you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, don't try this code. It's not going to work. You can use that 10% code that I talked about at the beginning of the episode. So those of you who want to jump on this, jump on it. Snowflakes 50, all capitals, 50% off your first month. All right. KC says he's going to call Garry a high roller. High roller Garry. I like that. High roller Garry. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Our next episode will probably be Tuesday at 10 or 9, 10?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. If not sooner, if we don't do a 0.5 episode. And thank you for those who come on the 0.5 episodes. Those are the ones that we do in the middle of the night. Usually we have everyone from Europe and Australia and Asia on those. So thank you guys for supporting that. And in the meantime, let us know if you have questions. If we didn't get to yours today, you don't have to repeat it. We have somebody who's tabulating these. And otherwise, if you remember something later or you're watching this on the replay, the place to submit questions that we get a lot of these questions is, Matt, can you give them the URL?
Helium10.com/questions. So you can either post them in the comments below or at that URL.
All right. So thank you very much again, guys. Snowflakes 50 is the code. Have a great weekend if we don't hear from you before then, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
See you guys.